Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just out and about running a few errands. And wouldn't you know, I didn't put my hair in a ponytail and the wind is gusting and my hair was just blowing everywhere. So it looks kind of like, yeah, but it looks just as bad in a ponytail too. So, but anyway, the last couple of weeks, actually well into like April, I've been doing nothing but buying birthday presents or taking someone out to birthday dinner. This year I'm giving all the grandkids the option of a birthday present or to go out to eat at a place of their choice. So like, I don't know how many of y'all have the same problem as me. There's only 12 months a year, so I'm sure there's more out there than not. But starting in January 4th is my oldest daughter's birthday. And then February 2nd is my youngest daughter's birthday. They're 2 years apart. And then in March, well, in February, I also have my niece, her birthday. And then my oldest granddaughter, her birthday is in February. Then we move to March, and my nephew has a birthday, I have a birthday, and my mom has a birthday. Not in that order, but we all have birthdays within a week of each other. And then you move to April. I have two grandkids that have a birthday right about a week away from each other. Then you get into May, I have a birthday. June is one of my granddaughter's birthday and my great-granddaughter's birthday, which she will be 1 this year. Then July, my grandson. And then we get to skip August. And then you get into September, my little twinsies, boy and a girl, they're having their 7th birthday. And then in October, my second to the oldest granddaughter, of the granddaughters, she's actually the third born of my grandkids, she'll turn 16. And then November we get to skip, and December we have one of my younger grandchildren, her birthday, and then my great niece and my great nephew have a birthday, and all of those are within a week of each other. And then boom, Christmas. And then January we start it all over again. It's crazy. I need more months in the year is what I need. But then if I had more months in the year, there'd probably be more kids. Don't need no more kids. We got plenty, which I love them all. I love them all. But they range from 18 to the youngest granddaughter just turned 4 in April. And then, of course, the great-grandbaby, who'll be 1 in June. Just in a few weeks. I mean, this year has flown by really fast, and but I'm just having the time of my life. Even though I don't get out and do a lot with them, they bring me a lot of joy when I talk to them, or if we get to go out to eat, or if they come over for a birthday, or I go see them for a birthday. It's just always such a proud moment for me, and a memory made. And they understand with my neuropathy that I can't get out and do a lot. Now I will try, like me and my sister, we did get out last weekend and we went to Oklahoma City, which is about an hour and a half from us. And we went to get our eyes checked because she's off on the weekend. So we went to one of those weekend ones to get our eyes checked, and we were in there probably, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours between her getting her eyes checked, me, and then picking out glasses, and then going through the whole thing of getting them paid for and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, then we decided that we wanted to go to like Ross. So we went to Ross, and any kind of hard floor, concrete floor, really, like, it starts making my legs numb and things like that. So, but I pushed through because I was like, all these steps are good for me because I need the exercise, right? And then we got done in there. We were going to go to Five Below. Well, they ended up Ross was here, and then Five Below was like 2 buildings down. Well, right between them, they'd opened up a new store that is, I forgot the name of it, but it's kind of like a Five Below, except their prices are really like Five Below. It's, you go into Five Below, it's like should be 20 and below, maybe 30. I don't know. They've got, their prices have gotten really high. I remember used to going in, everything I put in the cart, I would just say it was $5. That way I knew, even if it was 2 or 3, I knew like, okay, I got 20 items. That's going to be less than $100 or $100 or less. But anyway, we went into this store, and it was a really nice store. Had a lot of neat stuff. Got a few things from in there for my great grandbaby's birthday, like her birthday bag and the tissue paper for the bag, and got a couple of other items. And then we went into Five Below, which this Five Below we quit going to a few years back because it just got, I don't know, just wasn't great. So we always went to another one that was in Yukon, which is just west of OKC. It's pretty much OKC. So we went in there and we browsed around for a little bit. Well, at the Ross, she couldn't find what she was looking for, so she wanted to go to the one in Yukon. I said, okay. So by the time we got there, I'm like, I'm going to have to set this one out. I don't think my feet can handle it, but I'll go into the Five Below with you when you get done in there. So she went into Ross and did her thing, found what she was looking for. And then we went to Five Below and got the stuff that, you know, we originally wanted but couldn't find. And then of course went out to eat, and I bought us breakfast, so she bought us lunch, and we went to McAllister's, which I forgot the name of this sandwich, but they have Angus roast beef on it, and I think ham, and I forgot what all was on it, but it was a delicious sandwich. And of course I had to get the half and half sweet tea. It was really good, but I ended up eating half the sandwich, and then I ended up giving my mom the other half the next day, because I wasn't in the mood to eat the other half, and I didn't want it to go bad, so I just gave it to her and she ate it on Mother's Day. But anyway, you know, it's just been kind of crazy. I've been trying to do as much as possible, and right now I'm doing my video just down the street from the park because I was driving by to see if they were filling the pool yet, and I was gonna, and they are, but it looks disgusting. I'm guessing they're filling it to kind of clean it. I don't know, filter it out, but it looks disgusting. But to see if they're going to be doing water walking, because I can get out there, you know, usually they used to do it every day, like except for Mondays because they were closed, but they would do it Tuesday through Saturday, I believe. And then they went to just 3 days, which 3 days is better than none. But I really enjoy water walking, and I come out here like at, you know, 8 o'clock in the morning and, you know, try to walk a mile or two. I'm out here till usually about 10 or 11 sometimes, just walking. And then some of the little ladies that are there, and even the men, there's older men that come too, and they're really fun to be around. They're real hoot, but they bring their water weights with them, and they'll let me use those so I can put pressure, you know, do the weight with my arms in the water or underneath the water. And so we really have a good time there, but I'm really hoping that they're doing water walking. I just haven't seen them put anything up yet about that. But I did it. I didn't do it last year, and I can't remember why I didn't do it last year. But I want to do it this year, and I just like water walking. I like any kind of water. I like going to lakes. You know, when I was a kid, going to the lake was so much fun and everything. And even as a young adult, me and my kids used to go camping, and we would go set up a tent and, you know, have a little fire and make hot dogs. And, you know, we did make sure that we camped near like where they have the bathrooms and the showers, because my kids were little. So I just wanted to make sure that they had that luxury, so we wouldn't have to get in the car every time. But, you know, we used to get out and rough it at least once a month in the summer times. But now lakes have just gotten, I'm not saying they weren't gross or disgusting then. They just took a little bit better care of them, and they just didn't appear to be. But now, these days, lakes just seem to be gross, so I tend to stay away. I'm not saying I won't go back to a lake, but I don't go out of my way right now to go to one. But it's just, I used to be the summer gal, and now I'm like more of a fall gal because my feet don't like heat, so I have to constantly keep air going around them, and just that's why I'm in the car with it running in the air conditioning. So if that makes a noise, I'm sorry. But I like fall. I don't like cold weather, but my feet love it. So as long as they're happy, I'm happy. And I'm not ready for summer. It's going to be too hot. I mean, it's May, and we hit, I think, 100 yesterday here where I live in Oklahoma. And I was like, gosh, if that's already doing that in May, what's it going to be like in June, July, and August? Which August is usually our hottest month in Oklahoma. But I'm just not ready for it. But my mom and my brother, they're diehard basketball fans, and I just kind of like get in on the conversation just to keep up. I don't watch the games, but I know a little bit about what's going on and stuff. So, they're doing their, finals, and the Thunder have swept both the Suns and the Lakers in the finals. I don't think you call it the finals, though. I forgot what it's called, but swept them. So I think next we're either going to play, it depends on who wins, the Spurs, or I want to say Nick. I don't know who's playing the Spurs right now. I can't remember. But anyway, that's going to be who we play next, whoever wins that series. But right now it's Thunder mayhem in our household. Because we're all on disability. So, or me and my mom, my brother, he takes care of my mom, and but we just all share the utilities and the rent, and because we're both on low income, and he doesn't make a lot of money either. But me and my mom are both on, well, I'm on disability, she's on Social Security. So, it's tough in this world, and you gotta spread out so much money for food, so much money for bills, so much money, and then the pharmacy co-payments, and just little things add up. And I had to get into a car payment, and that really kind of hurt. But I needed a vehicle. I had my vehicle forever, and it just finally gave out, and it was just going to be too expensive to fix. So I just went and got a loan for a used vehicle that was my son-in-law's vehicle. And so, I'm stretched a little thin, but I'm not, doing too bad. And, life goes on. You just got to make the best of it, budget. And I did get a ticket to work through Social Security, through the OSSIP program. And I got on with, I was trying to find something flexible because I don't know when I'm going to have a good day, bad day. And I can't sit at a desk for a long period of time with my feet hanging down. If I'm got my feet up, that's about 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then I got to sit up. It's just kind of crazy. But I was trying to find like a flexible remote job. Well, I come across the Spark Drive app, and so I applied for there, and it took me about, I think, a month to finally get accepted because they weren't needing drivers at the time. And when I first applied, in our area, which is the closest Walmart is 30 minutes away. So in our area, you were just doing delivery. You go to the back, you know, people had ordered stuff, they put it in your car, you go and deliver it. The day I started was the day that they started doing grocery shopping delivery, you know. So I was like, well, I'm going to give it a try, you know, because I kept clicking through just trying to find delivery. But I was like, you know, I could be clicking all day, at least go in and make some money. So I went in, did some shopping, you know, did the delivering, come back, go in, do shopping, do the delivering, come back, you know, and it just got to the point that it was just so much. I would be down for like a week and have my batteries on, which I, at that point, I'd only been wearing my batteries maybe once, twice a week with my pain stimulators. And then after the first day that I did that, I think I did 3 or 4 deliveries, which was good money. I made like $100 plus tips, you know, right around $100. I think it was like 97 something. And plus I think I made like 20 or 30 in tips, which without the tips average for the time that I put in was maybe like $20 an hour. So yeah, hey, you know, but I'd already drove 30 minutes there. I did those deliveries, you know, some were driving 20 miles, some were driving 30 miles, then you're driving back. Some were local, you know, it was just crazy for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just, my neuropathy would flare up and I would be down literally for a week and a half at a time. So I was only, you know, able to go out 3 or 4 times a month. And, you know, you don't always make that $100. Sometimes it's only 60. And when, you know, and they'll say your guesstimate, or I should say, they'll say your estimated pay is going to be for this delivery is going to be $37. And you're like, oh, that'll be a good one. So you click on it, you go do the shopping, you go delivering, and then they pay you $12. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why they even guesstimate that. You know, they could just say if they would say between 15 and 35, you're like, I give a chance I'm in 15. Is it worth just $15 to do this? But I did like it. I didn't have to call into work if I was having a bad day. You know, you just went, turned on your app, and you did your thing, and then you would turn it off and go home. But it got to the point to where my thing has fallen. It got to the point that I couldn't do it. The pain was too severe. So my case manager through the Ticket to Work is trying to help me find something, because I really miss working. I mean, I want to make more money. I want to make more than $1,200 a month, but it's, you know, not just about the money. I really enjoy, you know, if I have a job that I enjoy, I don't mind putting in the hours, and I don't mind working. And it's just finding that job, you know. So if anybody y'all know of anything like remotely that could be flexible or that could work with me, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me check it out. I'd been working since I was 12 up until this all happened, and I worked my way up, you know, from being like a road crew manager, you know, taking people out and cleaning, you know, up the highways, to I ended up worked my way up to director of the company. And so I wasn't afraid of work, not at all. Now it's just finding the work that works for me, you know, but hopefully I'll find something soon. I'm not rushing it. I got good people working with me and helping me out, and, you know, we'll see what happens. I hope, you know, and that's kind of another reason why I decided to start this channel. I was like, you know, the chances of getting monetized is probably next to none. I don't know. I do have another channel that I've been doing, me and my sister's been doing for a year, and I'll get into that some other time. that channel's not for everybody, but this channel, I was like, I need something that's versatile and, you know, talk about anything, you know, different topics, or just talk about my day and, you know, have y'all comment about things that's happened similar to you or whatnot. And I did my neuropathy video a couple of days ago, just as an introduction video for this channel, and you know, I had a few people reply saying, you know, that, you know, my story sounded familiar to them, and you know, and then I had one say something about I was getting screwed on the amount of money I was making or something as a director, and I explained to them that it was a small town nonprofit. So I was content with what I was making there, but the $14,000 that was on the title is the disability. So I went from that to that, and I probably should have been more clear about that. And I understand that, but this kind of video, I'm new at. The other one is totally different. So, but again, I'll get into that later on. I'm not here to promote that channel. That's it's a very specific channel, but some of y'all might be interested in it. But we'll get into that one day. But I just wanted to get on here and say hi. I'm going to try to do a video, you know, every other day, maybe every day. It depends on if something comes up or not. And, you know, sometimes I just feel like talking. And even though I'm talking to myself, once this video goes out, I'm talking to you. And I love hearing from you guys. You know, be sure to comment. Like, let me know how many grandkids you have. You know, let me know what you do for work. Let me know your age group. You know, I want, you know, everybody in here, so that, you know, from all ages, you know, male, female, mama, daddy, papa, nana, grandma, grandpa, you know, no kids at all. You know, we can all learn from each other. And you know, you know, when I go through and read on comments, if they are left, you know, that I will I'm sorry about that. I will incorporate it. You know, we'll have a little chat fest, you know, about different things that were left in the comments. I'm good with that. It don't have to be all about me. I want to have like a little tribe where we can just, you know, have a little bit of real talk. It's not AI. It's not, you know, negativity. You know, that's what I'm trying to stay away from. You know, I want only positivity, but I know that can't always happen. I know you're going to have your sour grapes, you know, come in, but, you know, it only bothers you if you let it bother you. So, but anyway, well, I appreciate y'all's time. I appreciate you letting me babble on. And I appreciate you as a person. You know, come be a part of the tribe. You know, just hit that like button, comment some stuff, subscribe, and let's get her going. Let's make our own little tribe go. So anyway, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.